Welcome back to the final day of the Tennessee high school baseball season here in 2023. Our third game of four today is the Division I Class AAA State Baseball Championship as the defending champion Upperman Bees take on the Greenville Green Devils. My name's Max Hers along with Willie Donick. It's a winner-take-all state game in Class AAA here at Middle Tennessee State University's Reese Smith Jr. Field in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Time to meet our starting lineups. First for the defending champions from Upperman in Baxter, Tennessee and Putnam County near Cookeville, the defending champions of the class. Leading off for the Upperman Bees, who will be the road team today for head coach Wes Shanks, the center fielder number 11, Justin Fallon. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Caden Shanks. Batting third and pitching for Upperman, number 24, Eli Huddleston. Batting fourth for the Bees, the right fielder, number 20, Tyler Jarrett. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 2, Julian Yano. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 15, Ty Stanton. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 10, rookie Allison. Batting eighth for Upperman, the first baseman, number 19, Braden Williams. And batting ninth for the Bees, the third baseman, number 22, Bobby Kilpatrick. Again for Upperman, Fallon, Shanks, Huddleston, Jared, Yano, Stanton, Allison, Williams, Kilpatrick. For the Greenville Green Devils, who are the home team, warming up right now on the field in the white uniforms. Leading off and playing second base, number 1, Maddox Bishop. Batting second, the center fielder, number 3, Parker Shipley. Batting third and pitching, number 8, Carson Quillen. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 6, Colton Richards. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 7, Carson Norris. Batting sixth for Greenville, the third baseman, number 24, Kobe Mundy. Batting seventh, first baseman, Eli House. Batting eighth, the catcher, Noah Murray. And batting ninth, the DH, Corbin Cannon. The left fielder only is Will Harmon. And we are ready to roll. Greenville in the white as the home team, Upperman in the all-black as the road team here in the AAA State Baseball title game. Carson Quillen's first pitch is an inside fastball to Justin Fallon. And we are underway at 4:14, just 14 minutes behind schedule here in the Borough after extra innings before us. And there's a fastball strike to Fallon. On the mound for Greenville, the sophomore Carson Quillen, who was a Mr. Baseball finalist as a sophomore this year. He's committed to Virginia Tech as a position player. This will be his second time pitching this week. Justin Fallon, the leadoff man. Down 1-2 for Upperman. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We are off and running. Weather is great. Temperature right around 80 degrees and sunny. We will try to hold off some rain the rest of the night, but it is perfect right now, Willie.
It is absolutely beautiful, and the sun just starting to set a little bit. What a great start for Carson Quillen. Both pitchers in this game starting on 2 days rest, and both coaches very smart on how they utilize both so they'd be eligible for this one.
Caden Shanks, the second place hitting shortstop for Upperman, takes strike 1. And strike 2. Shanks, the Lipscomb commit, committed to Lipscomb just last month. He's a junior. Primary shortstop for Upperman. Takes a ball up high. Shanks, one of the lead hitters for Upperman for the second year in a row. Hitting .500 this week through Upperman's 4 games, 9 out of 18 as he lasers one foul.
Both of these teams have played a lot of baseball this week. This is the 6th game for Upperman this week. It's the 5th game for the Green Devils.
1-2, outside. Appeal to third, no swing. We are fortunate to have a 6-man umpiring crew as we do all day here for the state final games. Mark Thacker behind the plate, Jesse Chesterfield at first, Rick Hendricks at second, Preston Miller the umpire at third. 2-2 pitch from Quillen, line to left field. Will Harmon goes back into the shade and makes the catch just in front of the track. Full defensive alignment for Greenville. Will Harmon, who you just met, is in left field and will field only, at least to begin the game. Parker Shipley in center, Carson Norris, the right fielder. Kobe Mundy at third base, Colton Richards at shortstop, Maddox Bishop at second, Eli House at first, and Noah Murray catching Carson Quillen. Eli Huddleston, the third place hitter for Upperman. He is the pitcher in this game, and he is Mr. Baseball for this class, Class AAA this year. So we've got Mr. Baseball versus Mr. Baseball finalist right now, and they're both the starting pitchers today. Strike 2 on Huddleston, who is a senior. Playing in his final high school game, he is committed to Tennessee Tech. 0-2. Foul tip.
So far, it is not much of a mystery what Carson Quillen and his approach is. It is coming right at you with heat. He's throwing the ball hard. He's throwing strikes. He's getting ahead, and he's saying to Upperman, you got to show me you can hit me.
Coming right at the defending champions. The wind, another 0-2. Line foul.
We have the radar gun over on the scoreboard, so that is registering in the upper 80s so far, that last pitch at 89, so you know that Quillen has good velocity.
Third 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him in the dirt. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Carson Quillen and Greenville. Upperman nothing. Greenville coming to bat in the state championship game. You're watching the TSSAA Baseball State Championships on the NFHS Network.
To help protect the young and young at heart, the sick and the well, to recognize the importance of both physical and mental health while giving back to our communities is to do more than what is expected of a health insurance company. It is calling you a member, but treating you like a neighbor.
It's been my pleasure.
It is making a commitment to be right here for you and keeping it.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome back to the TSSAA Baseball State Championships. My name's Max Hers alongside Willie Donick. AAA Baseball State title game. The defending champion Upperman Bees have taken the field with their ace on the bump, Eli Huddleston, the senior Tennessee Tech commit, making his second pitching outing of the week through 5 1/3 innings on Tuesday, as did his mound opponent Carson Quillen, threw 69 pitches in that game, so he can come back on 2 days rest and pitch the state championship game for the second straight year. Last year he was on the bump when Upperman beat Covington to win their first state title in 3 decades, and their third ever. Greenville coming to bat for the first time. Maddox Bishop, the leadoff hitting freshman second baseman on a team with just 2 seniors, and only one of those 2 is in the lineup for Greenville. First pitch to Bishop is a called strike. Bishop so far this week just 1 for 13 with a single and 2 walks. Huddleston, the lefty, winds and deals the 0-1. Hit him. Got him up high. And Bishop is the first base runner of the game for either team. Again, the Greenville lineup: Maddox Bishop, Parker Shipley, Carson Quillen, Colton Richards, Carson Norris, Kobe Mundy, Eli House, Noah Murray, and Corbin Cannon for the Green Devils, who are missing their skipper today after Andy Collins was ejected from their semifinal game yesterday. Andy Barnett is the acting manager. Bunt right in front of the plate by Shipley. Rookie Allison up with it, and he just gets him at first. Successful sacrifice, 1-3, and Shipley nearly beat that one out.
Well, both teams basically sending a message early, at least Greenville. They think they're going to get a well-pitched ball game today, so they're playing the short game, trying to jump on top, take advantage of that hit by pitch. Well done on the bunt. Very close play at first.
It's about as good of a pitching matchup as you can have at this stage of the tournament, as that one gets away, and Bishop takes third. Carson Quillen swung and missed, and he's coming home. A 2-base wild pitch, and it's 1-0 Greenville. One of the best base running plays you will see by Maddox Bishop to score from second on a wild pitch.
Well, I'm not sure if it was more the catcher, Allison, not getting there quickly, and a combination of Huddleston not getting there quickly to cover home plate. But alert base running by Bishop.
Wow. 1-0 Greenville.
So that put a little charge into the crowd there. Aggressive base running pays off.
It's 0-2 on Carson Quillen, who grounds one to Caden Shanks, who makes the play for the second out.
Just stunning. You just don't see a guy coming home from second on a ball like that. We've talked about this throughout the tournament, Max. When you play here, tons more foul ground behind home plate. The surface is fast, and so you have to be on your toes. And Upperman was caught napping there.
Colton Richards, the fourth-place hitting junior shortstop for Greenville, pops it up. Play ball on the right side of the infield for Braden Williams. And it lands on the grass. Another misplay in the field by Upperman here in the first.
Well, that's just a flat-out miscommunication there. Williams was under it. It was his play all the way. It was a very long run for Yano. As you can see here, he hears somebody else calling it. He lets it drop, but there was really nobody else in the neighborhood. Yano had to come from a lot further out. So Williams just should have taken charge there. That's his ball all the way. But he got confused on something you could see.
Carson Norris next up. He takes a strike.
You never know what somebody's yelling. Somebody might say, I got it, I got it. Maybe it was coming from the other dugout. You never know.
Norris, left-handed hitter. Sophomore right fielder for Greenville. Takes a fastball up and in for ball one.
They have scored that a hit, by the way, for Richards. That's about the weakest contact he's ever going to have in his life to get a hit. But it just dropped. The confusion, lost it in the sun, whatever you have. It didn't get touched, so they call it a hit.
Chopper right in front of the plate, and it bounces foul. And no matter how hard he hit it, it's the first hit of the state championship game for anybody. Colton Richards will take it.
It looks the same in the scorebook. And on that play right there, funky spin on that chopper, and you see how hard the surface is. Allison came out of the catcher's box. He's very lucky with the spin. It didn't glance off his leg because that would have been another hit.
These teams did not really have any time on the infield, and they were also standing around for a while as the game before us went 8 innings. Teams were really just forced to stand there and watch before taking the field and getting about 40 minutes of warm-up time.
Yeah, and a lot of extra sun when you're sitting there. You try to grab some shade as much as you can, but trying to get the blood flow is important.
1-2 to Norris. Down low.
As we talk about, if you're not from this area, you're back home watching, it's a fast surface here at Reese Smith Jr. baseball field. That ball will scoot through the infield, and especially later in the day when the sun's been beaten down on it, they hosed it down. They do a great job keeping track of it, but it's still fast.
Called strike 3 to end the inning. 2 miscues in the field by Upperman, and Greenville takes advantage. Maddox Bishop scores from second on a wild pitch to make it 1-0 Green Devils after 1 in the AAA Baseball State Championship game here on the NFHS Network.
The 2023 TSSAA Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA. First Bank, helping people build a better future. First Bank is proud to be the official bank of the TSSAA. And by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Designate before you celebrate, because fans don't let fans drive drunk.
At First Bank, we know big wins don't just happen under Friday night lights. They happen by Saturday night candlelight. At First Light. Or when keeping the lights on late. They happen any time that makes their eyes light up. Because it's your wins that make our communities shine. See community banking in a different light.
Greenville leads Upperman 1-0 as we start the top of the second. Maxer's Willie Donick here on the NFHS Network. 4, 5, and 6 for Upperman against Carson Quillen, who threw a 1-2-3 15-pitch first for Greenville. Tyler Jared first up, right on right, and strike 1.
Quillen, again, very efficient so far, even with a couple of strikeouts. Pitch count will be important. Both of these starting pitchers on 2 days rest threw about 70, 75 pitches.
That's ball 1 to Jared, the senior right fielder, hitting fourth for Upperman. So far this week, Jared 3 for 14 as he pops this one up foul and out of play first base side. This season for Jared, hitting .276 with 18 RBIs. He's been great on the bases, 22 out of 24 steals. Counts 1 and 2. Line to center for Upperman's first hit. Tyler Jared with an immediate answer. So the run in the bottom of the first by Greenville, and the Bees have their first base runner.
It's a good swing by Jared, just going right with the pitch. Again, Quillen has been challenging the hitters so far, and Jared really lined that one up. The cleanup hitter, and I noticed Jared has a lot of family members in the stands. They've got the T-shirts to go with it with his number and the outline on it. So they are representing. They went wild when he got that swing. Hit it right on the barrel.
He got his lead off first as Julian Yano takes strike one. Yano, the sophomore second baseman, hitting fifth. Told us he likes to go by Juju. So we'll go back and forth. Sometimes Julian, sometimes Juju Yano. The 0-1. Line foul. Yano so far this week, 7 for 17 for a .412 average here at Spring Fling with 5 RBIs. Been stepping up. He had .319 in the regular season. Started every game but one for the Bees. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Carson Quillen.
He took something off of that. I'm not sure if that was the change or the breaking ball, but boy, did he have Yano way out in front. 3 strikeouts in the first 5 hitters for Quillen.
Ty Stanton next up. Senior left fielder. One of the leaders of this Upperman squad. Righty hitter, righty pitcher. Popped up. See if this stays in play in foul ground. First baseman House, catcher Murray, and the pitcher Quillen made the call. But the guy who plays a lot of infield couldn't make the catch, just out of his reach.
That's another example right there of the foul territory you see here in Murfreesboro, because in a lot of high school fields, that's going to be well over the dugout where it's situated a lot of times. And all 3 guys converged. Nobody had an easy play at all. Quillen thought he had a shot at it, and I saw House maybe break off early. I thought maybe he had a better angle at that ball.
It's a busy strike to make it 0-1 on Stanton as he takes down and away. Stanton so far this week, 5 for 15 with all singles here at Spring Fling. A .375 hitter this season, his senior year. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Stanton's hair is also, unfortunately you can't see it with his helmet on, but he's got cheetah print dyed into his hair. A Spring Fling classic.
We saw Knox Catholic yesterday go with the full-on team bleach, where everybody came in looking blonde or platinum, whatever you want to call it. So some people do that. Some people go with the cheetah print.
Upperman's gone with a lot of bleach as well, which they did last year too, and they won, so why not do it again? Foul ball down the right field line. Should be out of play, and it is.
At what point do we have to just call this the trend? This is what you do. When you go to the state, you bleach.
Stanton, a second-generation state champion for Upperman baseball. His dad, Jason, was part of their first ever title team in 1991. Chop towards second. Bishop to second for 1, and that's all they'll get on a fielder's choice. It really is a family affair for this Upperman crew who won the state title last year for the first time since 1993, when 4 of the current players' dads were part of the team, which is pretty awesome, including our next man up, rookie Allison, whose dad Johnny was part of the state title in the 90s. And Johnny is a baseball man through and through. He was willing to put Rookie as the given first name on his son's birth certificate, as Rookie Allison, the sophomore catcher, bats now. Certainly the captain of our all-name team here, Willie, and Murfreesboro this week, fouls one back.
So I guess you're a forever rookie when your name is Rookie.
Well, last year he was a freshman, and he was the starting catcher on the state title team, so it really fit.
Yeah.
But it sticks.
But when your name is Rookie, you can always call yourself a rookie, so you can win 10 Rookies of the Year. That's an all-time record.
Jared still at first with 2 outs. This one's popped up back our way, Willie. Not quite close enough for us to make a play, but a nice catch by an Upperman fan.
Oh, and that got on the monitor, too. That guy is forever going to be a legend because he made a great catch. He almost wanted to fire that ball back over the backstop. But that guy is now going to be a legend. Meanwhile, Quillen has really got the off-speed now starting to work. We mentioned he came out throwing a lot of fastballs. He's really had the Upperman hitters off on the front foot the last couple of pitches here.
Quillen on the mound, the sophomore Mr. Baseball finalist for Greenville, Virginia Tech baseball committed earlier this season. 0-2 pitch to Allison. Chop toward first, right to Eli House at first base. 2 scoreless innings for Carson Quillen as he works around a leadoff single and strands Jared at first base from there. After an inning and a half, it's Greenville 1, Upperman nothing. You're watching the TSSAA State Baseball Championships here on the NFHS Network.
Red Cup here, mega famous star of Talking Trash. Since 2016, we've reduced the amount of litter on our roadways from 100 million to 88 million, which is pretty awesome. Like me. But there's still 88 million pieces of litter on our roadways, which is why I'm making Talking Trash, the movie. Coming soon to a device near you. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and join the movement to help end littering while you wait for the movie. Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Transportation.
1-1 as we go to the bottom of the second, Max. Let's take a look back at the first inning at this replay. Here's the ball that gets away from the catcher. Now watch Bishop here. He's going to read this. He sees that Upperman is lazy covering it. You see the pitcher is not there. He just keeps right on going. Smart base running play, and that's the difference in the game so far.
It's the only run through an inning and a half. 1-0 Greenville over Upperman as Maddox Bishop scores from second on a wild pitch, with third base coach and acting head coach Andy Barnett advising him on the way across there. Whole lot going on in this game for two teams that have already been through a ton this week. These teams each won their 4-team bracket out of the Elite 8 who made it to Spring Fling. Greenville 3-1, including a 1-1 record against Brighton yesterday to get here. Both these teams took their regions the distance to get to the finals today. Upperman 4-1 after losing to Dyer County in their second game on Wednesday. Came back, beat Tennessee High, and then beat Dyer County twice to avenge that loss and get here. Beat them twice yesterday. Bottom second, Kobe Mundy leads off and fouls the first pitch back against Eli Huddleston. 6, 7, and 8 in the Greenville lineup, Kobe Mundy, Eli House, and Noah Murray for the Greenville Green Devils from Northeast Tennessee, about 4 hours away from here, about as far of a drive as you can have. And not only are they here, their boys soccer team is also playing in the state finals right now here in Murfreesboro over at Siegel Park.
It's a Greenville invasion. There's got to be nobody left in town.
That is a school that is used to winning a lot of championships and a lot of things. Looking for their second ever baseball state title. They were the 2018 champs in Class AA at the time. It's a foul tip, strike 3. Second strikeout for Eli Huddleston.
Turned that ball over at 84. So both pitchers really looking like they have a good feel. Huddleston went 5 1/3 on Tuesday to get this tournament started. 69 pitches.
That was an 8-3 win over South Gibson High. Huddleston now pitching to Eli House, the first baseman for Greenville. House, a junior, chops one back. This week, 1 out of 10 for House with 2 RBIs. The wind and the 1-1. Called strike, 1-2. It's the third ever state tournament appearance for Greenville baseball. 2016, 2018 when they won it, and now this year. They're called strike 3. 3 straight punch-outs for Huddleston.
That was a beautiful sequence. He set up the fastball with the curveball on the outside corner, then he busted the fastball in. That's really good pitching right there. Hit both halves of the plate on consecutive pitches.
Here's Noah Murray, the Green Devil catcher. Popped up. Playable in shallow right. Jared, a long run, and he makes a sliding catch. Tyler Jared came a long way, and he hits the dirt in fair territory to end a 1-2-3 bottom of the second inning for Upperman and Eli Huddleston. Great catch. After 2, Greenville 1, Upperman nothing. You're watching the TSSAA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro, top of the third inning here at MTSU in the AAA State Baseball Championship. Greenville 1, Upperman nothing after 2. My name's Max Hers, along with Willie Donick. Our producer is Drew Strauss, Chris Harder, our camera operator here at Middle. You're watching coverage of the AAA Baseball State title game here on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of high school sports. From live games to full game replays and highlights, it's all there at NFHSnetwork.com. Carson Quillen getting warm for his third inning of work. He has put up 2 zeros so far for Greenville in the final game of his sophomore season. He has thrown 30 pitches, 25 strikes, and just 5 balls so far for the man who committed earlier this spring to be a Virginia Tech Hokie in college. That came towards the end of February. He knows he will be a Power 5 ball player, most likely as a position player, but pitching in a huge moment and pitching well here.
And efficiently as well. I think that's such an important thing to keep an eye on. That's how you get yourself eligible to pitch on 2 days rest.
8-9-1 for Upperman as Braden Williams takes strike 1. Williams, the senior first baseman, hitting 8th, committed to Carson Newman for college baseball. Takes ball 1.
I think you get a feel, too, for both of these pitchers. You have to, as a hitter, go up looking for strikes. You're not going to get a walk.
It's another strike on Williams, who's just 1 for 16 this week, hitting 176 on the season.
Both pitchers really attacking that strike zone.
1-2 bounces in. Good block by Noah Murray behind the plate for Greenville.
It's a lot of baseball. As you mentioned, this is the 6th game for Upperman. Doubleheader sweep on Tuesday, or doubleheader on Tuesday, doubleheader on Wednesday. I should flip-flop that. Doubleheader Wednesday and doubleheader Thursday. Here we are on Friday. I've lost track of the days, Max. We're having too much fun.
So have they. 3-2 pitch. Line foul. Braden Williams stays alive. Bobby Kilpatrick, and then the top of the order, Justin Fallon will follow him. Upperman from Baxter, Tennessee, nearby Cookeville. About an hour 15 drive from here, depending on time of day. It's foul tip, strike 3. Murray hangs on, and that is the 4th strikeout for Carson Quillen.
Both pitchers racking up the Ks. 4 for Quillen, 3 for Huddleston already. Both guys going with a good, quick tempo as well.
Bobby Kilpatrick, the 9th place hitting sophomore third baseman, takes a fastball strike 1 at 84 miles an hour on the outside. Right back at it with the 0-1, and it's 0-2. Kilpatrick so far this week, 2 for 15 for Upperman. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 5 strikeouts the first trip through the order for Quillen.
And Kilpatrick just got blitzed right there. He didn't step out or anything, and there's that quick tempo again from Quillen. He got that ball, got the sign, and he was into the windup. 3 straight fastballs. Here you go. You can't hit it.
Justin Fallon, the leadoff hitter, goes in for the 2nd time. He struck out to start the game, swinging over a 1-2 fastball. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Heater up high, and it's 0-2.
See, I think you got to step out here, Max. If you're Upperman, you got to take your time. There you go. Fallon just taking a breath, making him break the rhythm just a little bit.
0-2's fouled back.
Fallon 2 for 4 in yesterday's game against Dyer County to get the Bees here to this title game, a game that they had to win.
Another 0-2. Popped up. The right fielder, Norris, makes the catch. A 13-pitch, 1-2-3, top of the third inning for Carson Quillen, who is through 3 scoreless and has allowed just 1 base runner. Through 2.5, Greenville 1, Upperman nothing. You're watching the TSSAA Baseball State Championships on the NFHS Network.
There are so many reasons to love Zaxby's Fingers Tossed Sauce. The sauce, the hand breading, the sauce, the 12-hour marinade, the sauce, the perfectly seasoned chicken. Oh, and did we mention the sauce? Try Zaxby's Fingers Tossed and Tongue Torched, sweet and spicy, or any of our 8 signature sauces. Craving some now? Download the Zaxby's app and earn points with every order. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. Greenville with a 1-0 lead on Upperman as we go to the bottom of the third inning here at MTSU. My name's Max Erz along with Willie Donick. Congrats to our 4 state champions crowned so far. Our 2 private school state titles yesterday, North Point Christian in Division II Class A and Knoxville Catholic in Division II AA. Then earlier today, Eagleville, the 1A champions with a 6-3 win over East Robertson. And Union County, an 8-3 win in 8 innings to become the AA state champs over Milan just before us. 9-1-2 for Greenville in the bottom of the third against Eli Huddleston. And Corbin Cannon bunts towards first. Close play, and he's tagged out. Good play by Braden Williams to pick up the bunt and go to the man.
And he had some decisions to make there because he had to read the pitcher, Huddleston. As he goes over, you see Huddleston can't get to the ball, so Williams has to go grab it and then race over because he also sees that Huddleston cannot get to the base. He had to do it himself, so a good play on that fast infield.
Back to the top for Maddox Bishop, who created our only run of the game so far to start the day. He was hit by a pitch, got to second base on a sac bunt, and then scored from second. Came all the way in on a wild pitch that got away, and there was no coverage. And now he's got a base hit. Sharp single through the right side and the second hit of the game for Greenville. Bishop's aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Good piece of hitting there by Bishop, just inside outs the ball on a pitch inside. Didn't try to do too much with it, took it the other way, and he's got himself a base hit. And remember, he played havoc on the bases last time he was up.
Parker Shipley next up. He bunted last time, takes a ball to start his second at bat. Left-handed hitting senior in center field. The ace pitcher of this Greenville team threw a 15 strikeout, 2-hit complete game Wednesday against Greenbrier. 7-0 win. He goes down the left field line here, and that ball's just foul. Shipley, one of the 2 college commits on this Greenville team. He is committed to Radford University, Division I team in Virginia. Hitting second ahead of Carson Quillen, the other commit. Sophomore committed to Virginia Tech. Both guys going one state north, not too far away from Northeast Tennessee. That's strike 2 to make it 1-2 on Shipley. 1 out, bottom 3, Greenville batting with a 1-0 lead in the AAA state title game. Greenville in the white, Upperman in the black. 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Shipley got just enough.
Huddleston's doing a good job varying his looks, Max. He's gone slide step a couple of times. He's gone into the regular set position a couple of times. He hasn't thrown to first, but he's giving Bishop a lot of things to think about over there. Bishop, you figure as a leadoff man, likes to run.
Another 1-2. Grounder towards third. Tough bounce for Kilpatrick, and he lost it. Everybody's safe. Parker Shipley aboard with a 1-out single. It's first and second with 1 out for the big bat Quillen.
Kilpatrick was playing in on the first couple of pitches. Once there were 2 strikes, he moved back. But watch this. It's still a tough play. He's not playing that deep. He's even with the bag, and that ball got on him in a hurry. It ran up on the heel of his glove, and all he could do was knock it down. Scored a hit.
Definitely a hit. Kept it in front of him. Now Carson Quillen coming up with 2 on. Chops the first pitch to short. Shanks bobbles it, flips to second, and they won't get anybody. The flip was high, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Greenville. And Colton Richards coming up.
A tricky play as you watch. A high chopper here, and the shortstop gets caught in between. He's not able to get it on the short hop. Still had time to get one, but he rushed the toss a little bit. He got under that flip, and he put too much hang time on it. He made Yano go up and get it.
First pitch to Colton Richards with the bases loaded is down low.
That's tough. You get those fungos every day, Max, but you don't get too many fungos like that, and Shanks had to make a tough decision there. Again, the infield and the hard surface playing a role.
Half swing to first and foul. Richards had a pop-up that found the dirt and became a single for him his first time up, making him now 4 out of 12 on the week. 1-1 pitch on the way. Corners are in, middle infield is back. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch from Huddleston. Foul tip, strike 2.
Richards had a big game in the semifinal. Yesterday went 2 for 3, knocked in 2 of the 3 runs, and a very tight win over Brighton to get here. So this is the money man, or has been the money man in this tournament.
1-2. Sharp grounder to short. Shanks to second for one. To first, double play. Eli Huddleston and Upperman escape a bases-loaded one-out jam with a 6-4-3 double play. Caden Shanks to Julian Yano to Braden Williams. That keeps it Greenville 1, Upperman nothing after 3 full. You're watching the TSSAA State Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network.
To help protect the young and young at heart, the sick and the well, to recognize the importance of both physical and mental health while giving back to our communities is to do more than what is expected of a health insurance company. It is calling you a member, but treating you like a neighbor.
It's been my pleasure.
It is making a commitment to be right here for you and keeping it.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Top of the 4th inning, Greenville 1, Upperman nothing in the AAA State Baseball Championships. Max Hers here and Willie Donick, we had about the best pitching matchup you could expect at this stage of the week, and it's played out that way.
It is really breezing along here. A good tempo, well-pitched game, a 1-0 game with Greenville leading Upperman as we go to the top of the 4th. It'll be Shanks, Huddleston, and Jared due up for the Bees. 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Carson Quillen has been in the rhythm so far. Starts the inning off with an off-speed pitch for a called strike. Quillen has fanned 5 through the first 3 innings. Here's the pitch. Line shot. One hopper to second base. Bishop fields it, fires over to House, and 1 down in the inning.
Good play by Bishop. Stays back on it. And the control for Quillen has been incredible so far. He has thrown 46 pitches, 38 strikes, and 8 balls for 83% strikes through 3 1/3 innings.
That's going to keep you around for a while, no question about it. First pitch on the way to the pitcher Huddleston. He fouls it back. Huddleston struck out back in the first. Second time through, pitcher versus pitcher here. A couple of heavyweights. And he got the old sword there, tied him up with the fastball. And it's quickly 0-2. That's been the story. Quillen has been working ahead in the count throughout the afternoon. So here he is again. And finally, a little bouncing ball just to break the tempo a little bit. It has been a blistering pace so far. The only run that is scored was earlier in the game. It was Bishop with the leadoff walk for Greenville. He came around to score on a wild pitch. This one stung to center field. Shipley going back. He's got some room and makes the catch. Plenty of high school fields where that is going to travel and get out of the yard, but not here in Murfreesboro. We've talked about that factor. You've got to have range in the outfield, and you've certainly got to have the ability to hit the ball on a line because fly balls like that are not going to carry out of the yard. So 2 down quickly here in the 4th, and that'll bring up Jared. Takes one for a ball. Jarrett owns the only hit so far for the Bees. A line drive single back in the first. Or back at the second. This one, a spinner out to second base. Bishop tracks it down. Side retired. 3 up and 3 down in the 4th. We continue to sail along. Quillen pitching a great game. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th with Greenville leading Upperman here for the 3A state title. You're watching the TSSAA State Championships on the NFHS Network.
The 2023 TSSAA Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA. First Bank, helping people build a better future. First Bank is proud to be the official bank of the TSSAA. And by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Designate before you celebrate, because fans don't let fans drive drunk.
We head for the bottom of the fourth here in Murfreesboro. It'll be Huddleston working for the Bees, trailing 1-0. Norris leads things off for Greenville. He takes the ball. Thinking back, and it was just a minute ago, Huddleston works out of a huge jam in the third inning. Got some great defense to get the double play with the bases loaded and 1 out. Comebacker stopped there by Huddleston. He's got plenty of time, and he makes the play. 1 down.
Well, this game, Willie, has gone exactly how we expect it to go once we found out who would be pitching. 2 of the 3 Mr. Baseball finalists in this class on the mound. The only blemish so far, a very heads-up base running play that was certainly preventable for Upperman on that first run, and they certainly hope that's not the only run. It's
Kobe
the only run
Bundy
so far.
fouls the first pitch back. No balls and 1 strike. You're right, Max. It does look like it's going to be one of those days where it's going to be tough to string together a bunch of hits, although Greenville had the bases loaded with 1 out last inning. This one lifted in the air to shallow left. Coming over, the shortstop Shanks in foul territory makes the catch.
Good job by Shanks. The future Lipscomb Bison made the call on a play and a tough spot over there. Took charge, had it all the way, and made the play. Entire field's covered in shade right now, which certainly makes that play a little bit easier, but still very tough.
And Shanks had the big play where he got handcuffed on that 1 ball, then came back and turned a great double play to end the inning. This one chopped to third on 1 hop to Kilpatrick. Comes up throwing, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Huddleston. We've played 4 complete here in Murfreesboro, a 1-0 nail-biter with Greenville leading Upperman. These are the state championships of TSSAA, and you're watching the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family, from top sports brands to backyard cooking, or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
We go to the 5th, and Willie Donick along with Max Hurst. We better get our names in while we can, Max, because this game is flying. Very, very well-pitched game. And, Max, you have some numbers here through 4 innings just to notate how well these 2 pitchers are commanding the strike zone.
Between our 2 starters, Carson Quillen and Eli Huddleston, they have thrown 90 pitches so far in this game combined. 71 of those 90 pitches have been strikes. 71 strikes and 19 balls through 4 full innings for these 2 starters. That's 79% strikes between the Tennessee Tech signee Eli Huddleston and the Virginia Tech commit Carson Quillen. That's how you get a 1-0 game through 4. And in the top of the 5th, in less than 45 minutes of real-life clock time.
Quillen's first pitch of the inning is just off the plate, ball 1.
They've only gotten more efficient, too. Quillen threw 7 pitches in the 4th, and Huddleston threw 5, their 2 shortest innings, respectively.
Yeah, a lot of times when you rack up the Ks, you worry your pitch count's going to go with it, but that is hardly the case here, as Julian Yano has the count 1-1. The pitch. Breaking ball just shaved the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yano a strikeout victim, 1 of 6. That Quillen has racked up through 4 as we go to work in the 5th. This one fouled off. So Yano stays alive. It'll be Yano, followed by Ty Stanton and then rookie Allison. 5, 6, and 7 in the order for the Bees, trailing 1-0 here. Here's the 1-2. A bouncer towards short. Charging is Richards. Comes up throwing, has it easily for the first out of the inning.
Nice play, Colton Richards at shortstop. While I have a chance, Willie, want to give some shout-outs to some of the friends of the Upperman team, Brody Byers and Dalton Mathis, who I met before the game. Shout out to them. They're in full uniform and ready to go if called upon. And also the TikTok king of Upperman baseball, Big Nate, said he was going to try and sneak into the dugout. I'm not sure if he's made it, but shout out to Big Nate either way.
Swing and a miss on a fastball to Stanton. Stanton 2 for 4 against Dyer County. So he's swinging a hot bat. Swung through that one. That was the rematch. Earlier in the tournament, Dyer County had beaten Upperman. That's their one loss. They've had to fight through the loser's bracket. They've played one more game than Greenville. Quickly in the hole 0-2. He fouls that one on just enough. So again, aggressive approach by Quillen, just coming right at him with strikes.
If you're a TSSAA team, I don't think you can play two teams back-to-back that are further away from each other than Greenville and Dyer County. Greenville in northeast Tennessee, Dyer County in northwest Tennessee. All right here in Murfreesboro, so no travel involved.
Stanton reached on a fielder's choice his first at-bat. Takes that slider down low after just nipping a couple of fastballs to stay in the box. He's got the count to 1-2. Kicks and deals does Quillen, just missed, and that evens it up. Upperman needs a base runner. Fastball called, strike 3 at the knees. Again, Quillen with the fast tempo, coming right at him with the heater. And he racks up another strikeout. That is 7. Or 8. Is that 8 strikeouts? I got more than that.
I've got 6.
You and I do not keep the same scorecards. I can tell you that. So Allison coming up. Rookie Allison. Bounce to first, his first time up. Off speed, right in there. Quillen continues to paint. And he's ahead in the count again. And there's Allison trying to break the rhythm a little bit, stepping out, keeping 1 foot in the box. There's no pitch clock in high school baseball. Strike called. 0-2 again.
You got to do anything you can to give yourself a breath here with the pace of play we're using.
Here's the pitch in the dirt.
I mean, this is like last game of college summer ball in the Kentucky Mountain Farm League. Whatever league you want to get home from as fast as you can on the last day of the year. That's the pace of play we got right now.
Haven't said this very often. That was a waste pitch by Quillen. That was probably missing the strike zone, but more than anything else he's throwing up there. Here comes the 2-2 back to work. This one fought off towards right. It's hanging in the air for Norris. He pulls it in, and it's another quick 1-2-3 inning. Quillen throwing a gem. 4.5 in the books. It remains 1-0. The Green Devils leading the Bees here on the TSSAA Championships on the NFHS Network.
To help protect the young and young at heart, the sick and the well, to recognize the importance of both physical and mental health while giving back to our communities is to do more than what is expected of a health insurance company. It is calling you a member, but treating you like a neighbor.
It's been my pleasure.
It is making a commitment to be right here for you and keeping it.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
On to the bottom of the 5th. I've made my second scorecard error of the 2-day period, so always go with the official score and Max Hers. So officially,
just
6
for the
strikeouts.
record, I am not the official scorer, but I've been right both times Willie had a dispute.
Carson Quillen, 6 strikeouts, no walks. Both pitchers just throwing tremendous baseball right now. The only walk of the game was to the very first hitter that Eli Huddleston faced, and it ended up resulting in the only run of the game so far. So Huddleston goes to work. Down 1-0 as Greenville comes to bat in the bottom of the 5th. That one catches the corner, strike one. Noah Murray will lead things off. Murray skied out to right his first time up. Huddleston back to work. A line drive over the third baseman, Kilpatrick, and in for a base hit. Just had enough height to get over the outstretched glove. And so it's a base hit, the 4th hit picked up by the Green Devils so far this afternoon.
First hit of the week for Noah Murray, who's caught some great games here at Spring Fling. So shout out to Murray for getting that first hit on the board this week, sophomore catcher.
So now Corbin Cannon will come up, and they will run for Murray over at first. And this is certainly a bunt situation, possibly, with Greenville leading by a run. They chose to bunt in the first inning when they had the leadoff man on. Maddox Bishop is on deck.
That's Mitch McMahon, courtesy running at first for the catcher Murray.
So McMahon in the game to run.
And an offensive timeout as Corbin Cannon will go talk with the third base coach and acting head coach Andy Barnett, who is one of the assistants on this Greenville squad. Their skipper Andy Collins was ejected yesterday, which suspends him from this game. But they've got a 2000 Greenville Green Devil alum, Andy Barnett, taking the reins.
Cannon squared to bunt, takes a ball. So it's 1-0.
Definitely a sacrifice situation here with the 9th place hitter. Cannon also bunted for a base hit his first time toward first and was tagged out. See if he can get the sacrifice down here.
Bunts through a fastball high. Snap throw to first. It's very close. And McMahon just did get back.
Good job by McMahon. He knew exactly where he was. Got back with the head first dive. Tough one for Cannon to try and bunt there. That's basically an unbuntable pitch up and in. Loses a chance at the sacrifice.
Again squaring, and Cannon pushes it foul. And quickly he's in the hole 1-2.
Huddleston is in total control here. I mean, this is one of the best control pitchers in the state in any class, a Team Tennessee guy. Mr. Baseball AAA, he's just going to keep throwing high fastballs if he's going to keep trying to bunt.
Cannon swinging and goes down swinging. Another snap throw to first. McMahon back. But a big strikeout for Huddleston. And the runner remains at first base. Now that'll bring up the top of the order, Maddox Bishop. Walked and scored back in the first. He advanced all the way home on a wild pitch from second base, and that's the only run of the game so far. Then he singled back in the third. So he's been on a board both times. This one gets away from Allison. So after failing to sacrifice, McMahon goes down to second. So he's in scoring position with one out. So that's your effective de facto sacrifice bunt.
Spiked fastball there by Huddleston. Certainly not what he was trying to do. No chance for Allison to keep that in front of him. Now runner in scoring position for the top of the order for Greenville, and what would be an absolutely huge second run here, bottom 5.
1-0 pitch. Line drive foul down the right field line. Bishop has probably been as comfortable as any hitter against either one of these pitchers so far. Huddleston's had a little more traffic on the bases than Quillen has had to deal with. Here's the pitch. Grounder to third, right at Kilpatrick. He'll look the runner back to second and throw to first. Tag applied by Williams. 2 down.
So now it's a 2-out RBI opportunity here for Greenville's 2 best hitters, Parker Shipley first and Carson Quillen after him.
Upperman made the play there, but they've been a little more shaky on defense than Greenville. That one up and in on Parker Shipley. Remember, they didn't cover home on the wild pitch that allowed Bishop to score the only run. They've also misplayed a couple of other balls. They've made Huddleston work a little bit harder. Here's the pitch. Lefty on lefty. It almost hit Shipley. In fact, it did nip the uniform, so he'll be awarded first base. 2 on, 2 out.
That's perfectly fine for Shipley. Get another man aboard for Quillen, who had a chance with 2 on and 1 out last time up. Couldn't come through. Gets another chance and a run-scoring opportunity here with 2 outs.
So here's Quillen, a chance to help his own cause. Here's the pitch. Ball low, didn't miss by much. Quillen can do it all. Every run so big in a game like this with 2 ace pitchers going. State championship on the line. 1-0 pitch upstairs, and it's ball 2. On deck is the cleanup man, Richards. And Allison wants to talk it over.
Huddleston now thrown 52 pitches after he threw 69 on Tuesday. He has no limit to his pitch count for this game on 2 days rest, but over 120 pitches in a 4-day span here, which of course is plan A for Upperman this week here in Murfreesboro. They're going to keep riding Huddleston, but it's a lot of pitches on an 18-year-old arm this week. So he continues to go deep.
Spin move to second, no throw. Shanks went over to cover second, then went back to his position, so there was nobody there. McMahon with the lead off second base. His team leading 1-0. A run would be big here. The pitch to Quillen. High pop fly, straight back. Allison will chase. It'll get into the crowd. And a second catch by the same fan. 2 balls hit in the same spot. Same fan catches them both cleanly. He's a legend. We got to get a name on that guy.
He's making all the plays in the Upperman crowd.
Did he used to play for Upperman? Huddleston ready to go. They hold McMahon close. This one chopped in front of home plate. It'll spin foul as Allison lets it roll. So Quillen's still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
And as the pitcher and catcher got together to pick up that foul ball, Huddleston just told his catcher Allison what he wants to throw here, while Quillen was at first base and couldn't hear him.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Upperman. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Greenville. Big situation in the game. Quillen working on a shutout on the mound, trying to grow the lead. Check swing, and it's a ball inside. And the runner takes off for third, and he slides in safely. McMahon was seeing a little unrest in the Upperman dugout and alertly just took third.
The Upperman dugout was ready to explode at what they thought was strike 3, and their skipper, Wes Shanks, led the way with a big fist bump onto the field. Pitch was not a strike. Everybody stopped thinking about the game except for the courtesy runner, Mitch McMahon, who says, I'll go to third. Good base running.
And that's the second time where McMahon with alert base running representing Greenville. First it was Bishop back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. A chopper foul down the third base line. So Kilpatrick that time was late covering third. Allison didn't see the play until it was too late. So the extra bases on the base pass with Upperman maybe asleep at the wheel have been the difference in the game so far.
All that during the longest plate appearance of the game. This will be pitch number 7. We have had some innings shorter than that today.
A long look in from Huddleston. Pitcher versus pitcher. Quillen fouls that one off again. The count remains 3-2. So a big swing call there in that borderline pitch, and that really distracted everybody. But you have to be aware of the situation. The Devils also, you don't want to make that third out at third base. So you took a chance by getting over there, but now McMahon could score on a wild pitch or an infield hit here. Again, the payoff. Calls, strike 3. Quillen was frozen on the off-speed pitch. And the Devils strand 2. No runs, a hit, 2 men left. And at the end of 5 complete innings, we've got a pitcher's duel, a battle for the state championship at Class 3A. It is Greenville 1 and Upperman 0 on the TSSAA State Championships on the NFHS Network.
At First Bank, we know big wins don't just happen under Friday night lights. They happen by Saturday night candlelight. At First Light. Or when keeping the lights on late. They happen anytime that makes their eyes light up. Because it's your wins that make our communities shine. See community banking in a different light.
Five innings have been played here in Murfreesboro for the 3A title game. These two teams have played a lot of baseball this week, and they are playing one game, winner take all. Greenville leading 1-0. Some brilliant work on the mound by both pitchers, Carson Quillen for Greenville and Eli Huddleston for Upperman. We go to the 6th inning. Here's Max Hers.
Thank you, Willie. Just 2 innings to go in somebody's season. Or maybe more. We'll see. Great pitchers duel so far between Mr. Baseball, Eli Huddleston, and Mr. Baseball runner-up, Carson Quillen. Quillen back to the mound for Greenville, has allowed just 1 base runner through 5 scoreless, and has retired 12 straight since a leadoff single to start the second. Braden Williams leads off and fists a foul ball back to the net. 8-9-1 for Upperman, the defending state champs in this class, AAA. 8-9-1 are Williams, Bobby Kilpatrick, and Justin Fallon. And time called by Wes Shanks, the Upperman skipper, to talk to his senior first baseman, Braden Williams, who is committed to Carson Newman University for baseball.
Quillen showing no signs of tiredness at all, even going on 2 days rest. Same is true of Huddleston.
Line drive, center field. Shipley comes in and makes the catch. 13 straight outs for Carson Quillen. And a hard hit ball caught in center field by Parker Shipley.
That ball was squared up pretty well, but it hung up for just a second, and Shipley was able to track it.
Bobby Kilpatrick's next. He struck out looking in the 3rd inning, his first time up. 9th place hitting, sophomore third baseman for the Bees. First pitch from Carson Quillen. Low and outside, 1-0.
So, Max, if I've got this right, just 1 over the minimum faced.
Yep.
Here by Quillen. Just mowing him down.
That was only the 16th ball he has thrown in 6 innings, compared to now 57 strikes on 73 pitches. 57 strikes, 17 balls for Carson Quillen in the state title game. Once fouled back just over our heads.
And he's throwing hard. You know, he's been in the mid-80s. He's touched the upper 80s, but you can tell it's the movement, it's the late life on that ball that's given Upperman a lot of trouble.
1-2's down and away.
And then he has timely instincts to mix those other pitches in there at the right times. He just had them off stride.
All for a Greenville team playing without their head coach, Andy Collins, because he was ejected for arguing balls and strikes yesterday. 2-2 is a called strike 3. 7th strikeout for Carson Quillen, who has struck out 7 of the 18 batters he's faced. Back to the top for Justin Fallon, who's 0 for 2. 2 outs, nobody on, top 6. Greenville is 4 outs away from a state title with a 1-0 lead.
I was thinking the same thing, Mitch. You can actually start to see the finish line here, and this game started only 1 hour ago.
Fallon a strikeout and a pop out. 1-0 is a called strike, 1-1. Fallon, a second-year starter as a sophomore, leading off in the state title game. Time called before the pitch, I believe, by the batter, Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon had the hand up. He almost had to try to do the Bo Jackson, the legendary move, where he put the hand up, didn't get time, and then hit the ball out of the ballpark in Baltimore. For all your older fans, you know what I'm talking about.
1-1 inside.
But you can just tell Upperman desperate to try to break the rhythm of Quillen, but nothing they've done has worked.
Line drive to right center. Carson Norris is there. A 4th straight 1-2-3 inning and 15 straight outs through 6 shutout innings for Carson Quillen. He's allowed just 1 base runner. It was a single. Other than that, nothing for Upperman, and Greenville leads 1-0 through 5.5. You're watching the TSSAA State Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network.
To help protect the young and young at heart, the sick and the well, To recognize the importance of both physical and mental health while giving back to our communities is to do more than what is expected of a health insurance company. It is calling you a member, but treating you like a neighbor.
It's been my pleasure.
It is making a commitment to be right here for you and keeping it.
Six one-hit shutout innings from Carson Quillen leading the way for Greenville, and their run in the first inning has held up. 1-0 through 5.5. The Green Devils are 3 outs away from their second ever baseball state title. Their last was in 2018. They'll have a chance to add on here with 4, 5, and 6 in their order coming up against Eli Huddleston, who has thrown an nearly equally immaculate game on the mound for Upperman, the defending champions. He hit the leadoff man, Maddox Bishop, in the first inning. He got to second on a sac bunt and scored from second on a 2-base wild pitch. And that's the only run of the game. Colton Richards, first up for Greenville, swings and misses.
Well, you think about the little things, and that's the difference in the game right now, just the mental letdown on an otherwise tremendous effort by Huddleston.
That pitch just low to make it 1-1.
Just didn't cover home on a wild pitch. And an alert base running play by Maddox Bishop is the difference right now in these two ace pitchers throwing right at the top of their games.
Richards 1 for 2, a single, and grounded into a big double play with the bases loaded in the third. It's Greenville's best chance to add on since they got their first run. Pop up to the right side of the infield. Juju Yano makes the catch. One down in the bottom of the sixth. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at NFHSnetwork.com. A digital copy is also available for purchase. Click the digital copy button under the event video player that you're looking at right now to download today's broadcast directly to your device once it's over. Foul ball back to the screen by Carson Norris. That will be a small MP4 file the way we're going right now. Won't take up too much space on your computer.
That's for sure.
We have been playing for 1 hour and 5 minutes, and we're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Breaking ball, strike 2.
But as you know, Max, you never know. You never know when things can turn.
We had extra innings in our second game just before this one, which included a 6-run 8th inning for the Union County Patriots. The game was 2-2 after 7. They beat Milan 8-3 as Union County won the AA title.
We had 2 games yesterday that came right down to the last pitch, tying run at third with 2 outs and Mr. Baseball up in the first one and then a walk-off in the second one.
Swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike 3 as rookie Allison holds on. 6th strikeout for Huddleston, and there are 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So we've seen nothing but great games so far here in Murfreesboro. The 4A title game, the Battle of Knoxville, to come after this one's over.
That will be Hardin Valley against Farragut. That game will start at 7 o'clock Central, no matter what time we're done here. Even if we're done on the early side, we'd still wait till 7 Central, 8 Eastern for all our East Tennessee fans, of which there will be many for that one. It is quickly 0-2 on Kobe Mundy.
Well, you got to salute both of these pitchers, Huddleston and Quillen, both working on 2 days rest and just razor sharp.
Grounder to third. Kilpatrick sees it go through his legs. Mundy's aboard with 2 outs.
That's a situation where you're playing in a little bit on this fast infield, and it got on him in a hurry. Kilpatrick would probably say he still should have that, but it made it a little tougher because he was in for the bunt.
Scored an error. Kobe Mundy at first with 2 down for Eli House. First baseman's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Bounces in, and the runner takes second. Kobe Mundy moves up on the wild pitch. So Mundy at second now with 2 down. Greenville up 1-0, batting, trying to add an extra run here. 3 outs away from the state title with a 1-0 lead.
Big opportunity for House here. 1 run would seem to be a ton.
They scored their first and only run during the 3rd at-bat of the game on a wild pitch. 5 innings, and just an hour later, they're trying to make it 2-0. 2-1 pitch. Line foul.
It's the way this game has gone. If you get a guy to second base, it just seems like a huge rally. So one big hit here to double the lead. It would seem like a big inning. An enormous insurance run out there.
2-2 pitch from Eli Huddleston. Chop to first. Foul ball. Just barely foul, says first base umpire Jesse Chesterfield, who was right on it.
Jesse was right there in the perfect position to make that call, and I'm pretty sure he got that right. It's where the ball is as it crosses first base. So that was right in the neighborhood, and a good job by Williams to try to sell it like he had it right on the line. You try to keep it inside. There's nothing you can do, though.
Another 2-2, up high.
You're trying to create that illusion that it's fair, even the ball hanging over the foul line there.
Full count, 2 outs. Runner at second. Eli Huddleston trying to keep his boys down 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Full count pitch from Huddleston to Eli House. Called strike 3. 7th strikeout for Huddleston. And Upperman goes back to the bat racks, down a run with 3 outs to go in their season as the defending champs. Carson Quillen will come back to the bump looking for a complete game shutout in the state title game. You're watching the TSSAA Baseball State Championships on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to Murfreesboro for what could be the final half inning of the season in Class AAA in this incredible pitchers duel between Carson Quillen of Greenville and Eli Huddleston of Upperman. Just 1 run scored on a hit-by-pitch, sac bunt, and a 2-base wild pitch back in the first inning for Greenville. And now the defending champions, Upperman, will send the heart of their order to the plate against Quillen with the season on the line here in the top of the 7th. 2, 3, and 4. Caden Shanks, Eli Huddleston, and Tyler Jarrett against Quillen, who has completed 6 shutout innings on just 80 pitches and allowed only 1 base runner. It was a leadoff single in the second inning to Tyler Jarrett, who's due up third. He has retired 15 straight Upperman batters. Quillen, the sophomore Virginia Tech commit, back to the mound as Caden Shanks, the Lipscomb commit, steps in, takes a ball.
No walks by either pitcher, 2 hit batsmen. 5 total hits, all singles.
Shanks 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. It takes strike 1.
If you're the Bees, you like the fact that it's the 3rd time through the order and you got 2, 3, 4, your best hitters coming up.
1-1 pitch from Carson Quillen. Fouled off.
He had a good rip at that, did Shanks. The one hit, a solid hit back in the second inning.
1-2. Check swing. Foul ball. Stays 1-2 on Shanks, who is a junior. Committed to Lipscomb just last month. 2 non-senior stars facing off. Grounder to first. Fair ball. And the first out as Eli House steps on first base. 16 straight outs for Carson Quillen. And here comes Mr. Baseball, Eli Huddleston, who's been so great on the mound today. 0 for 2 at the plate, a .384 hitter on the season. 9-0 on the mound this year. Fouls out 1 back. 2 of our 3 Mr. Baseball finalists facing off. Huddleston had an .054 ERA coming into today's game with 8 complete games and a 9-0 pitching record. As of now, he is going to take one of the toughest losses possible in the state final unless his boys can score, and he's at the plate. Grounder through the right side and into right field. Just the second base runner for Upperman. Huddleston is aboard, breaking the streak of 16 straight outs for Quillen.
Huddleston stayed poised. A pitch low in the strike zone. He's able to go down and get it. They're going to run for him here, and we'll see what they decide to do. How aggressive are they on trying to maybe swipe a base?
This is an awesome moment as Eli's younger brother, Evan Huddleston, comes out to run for him as the courtesy runner with the state championship on the line. Evan, 2 years his brother's junior, a sophomore, takes over at first base. Tyler Jared, the man who had the only hit before that one, steps in. First pitch right on right is a called strike. Jared, the senior right fielder, singled to left in the second, popped out to second base in the fourth. Foul ball. Quillen quickly ahead, 0-2. Throwing with a base runner on for the first time in 5 innings. 2 outs away from a state title for Greenville. It would be just their second ever. Pickoff throw, close play, safe at first.
And Huddleston had trouble getting his footing there for just a second and almost had to fall back down onto the base. Just did get back in time.
0-2 pitch from Quillen. Outside, 1-2.
Boy, Quillen has done such a good job putting that pitch right where he wants it. Just a few inches off the plate. Tantalizing.
1-2 pitch from Carson Quillen to Tyler Jarrett. Ground ball to third, under his glove and into left field. Huddleston headed for third, play at third, and he's safe. Now the trail runner, Jared, takes second. Upperman has some major life.
Aggressive base running by the pinch runner Huddleston. Going from first to third when he saw that ball get by, the third baseman Mundy. So a little bit of crack in the armor. The ball was hard hit, but that could have been a game-ending double play. Instead, it's second and third with the tying run 90 feet away with 1 out. But he took a big chance at Huddleston trying to get the third. That was not a given. Harmon had to come in a long way from left field and put the ball on 1 hop. It was a tough play for Mundy to handle that and try to put a tag down. And also a smart base running play by Jared to get up to second base to take the double play away and get the go-ahead run into scoring position.
Mound visit from the Greenville pitching coach, Randy Richards. And the biggest at-bat of the day starts now. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second here in the top of the 7th. Greenville brings the infield in with Juju Yano at the plate, the sophomore second baseman for Upperman. Evan Huddleston at third, Tyler Jarrett at second. First pitch, called strike. Fastball perfectly placed. The middle infield has backed off. Corner infield stays in with the tying run at third. Just the second and third base runners of the entire game for Upperman here in the 7th, down 1-0. 0-1. Line foul by Yano. 0-2.
So interesting decision by Greenville. They'll concede the tying run on a ground ball to the middle. With them being the home team, it's a little easier to make that decision. They want to make sure they don't give up a 2-run single because the infield is all the way in.
0-2 pitch. Line foul, straight back. Stays 0-2 on Julian Yano. Upperman, the defending state champions, down 1-0 with 2 outs left in their season. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second with 1 out. And Quillen steps off. 97th pitch coming for Carson Quillen, trying to finish off a masterpiece. Outside, 1-2.
Boy, Murray tried to pull that pitch in and get the strike. It was just off the plate. Again, Quillen locating so well. That's exactly what he wanted to do. It didn't get the chase.
1-2. Poke towards second. Caught on the fly by Maddox Bishop. To second for a double play. Greenville wins the state baseball championship. behind a complete game shutout by Carson Quillen. The Greenville Green Devils win their second ever baseball state title. Final score, Greenville 1, Upperman nothing. And on a game that started with a heads-up play by Maddox Bishop, it ends with a heads-up play by Maddox Bishop at second base.
Boy, Bishop gets the heads-up award, no question. And how about the decision to play the middle infielders back? Watch this here. Yano reaching out, just trying to put it in play, but because Bishop's back, he makes the play and then has the presence of mind to fire over to second base where Richard covers just in time. You'll see it clearly out. Bishop has to get rid of it right away. And diving back not in time is Jared. He froze on the line drive, but he was a little bit late getting back to the base. He didn't do it with quite the urgency he needed to, and that ends the ball game. It is a game of inches sometime, and that's the difference between these two great teams.
Greenville wins the game 1-0 and the state championship, and they did it without their skipper, Andy Collins, who was ejected from yesterday's game. They win the title under acting manager Andy Barnett, who is a Greenville alumnus and said before the game that this has happened before. He's been the acting head coach before. He said it with a laugh. Never been a head coach anywhere. Well, he could say he was the acting head coach in a state championship game now for his boys.
And I'm really curious where the head coach is. He's probably on the ground somewhere in a disguise or maybe in a helicopter or maybe in Floyd Stadium looking through binoculars, wherever he is. Congratulations to the Greenville Green Devils. What a great game we saw between two excellent ball clubs. It just shows you how when you get a great pitch ball game, those little things can mean so much. And I think maybe you can say in a general sense, Greenville did the little things just a little bit better today. And what an amazing performance by Carson Quillen. No walks, didn't bat an eye when his team made the one defensive miscue in that last inning, kept his poise, and closed the door.
Carson Quillen, 7-inning complete game shutout. 3 hits, 2 of them came in the 9th. No walks. The 3 hits were the only base runners he allowed. 7 strikeouts. 97 pitches, 74 strikes, and just 23 balls thrown by Carson Quillen, the sophomore who was a Mr. Baseball finalist, and now he is our Academy Sports and Outdoors Player of the Game here in the state championship. Virginia Tech commit, probably as a position player, who knows at this point, the way he pitched in this game as a sophomore, to win Greenville their second ever state title. They were the 2018 AA champs, now the 2023 AAA champs.
So the Hokies have to be pretty excited. They have a couple of state champions here among their recruits. You've had Quillen today and then Luderman yesterday for Knox Catholic. So if there are Hokie fans or Hokie coaches watching, congratulations. Got a couple of good up-and-coming ball players. So, wow, the game played in, what did you say, Max, about an hour and 20 minutes? That is about as fast as you'll see in a championship game. It just went by like a blur. The pace of play has been such a huge topic of discussion for baseball fans all around the country. Man, if you like high tempo, boy, that was fast-paced baseball.
Game took place in under an hour 20, and we will stick around with you as the teams get their plaques and trophies. The only run of the game scored 3 batters into the bottom of the first. Maddox Bishop was hit by the second pitch of the game by Eli Huddleston. Parker Shipley sacrifice bunted on the next pitch he saw to get him to second. Then on a wild pitch to Carson Quillen, Bishop scored all the way from second as the ball went to the right behind the plate on the first base side. Nobody covered home as the catcher picked the ball up, and Bishop just came on in and scored what ended up being the state championship winning run. Now we'll give out our coaches' plaques and state championship trophies. First to the runners-up from Upperman and head coach Wes Shanks.
Great crowd from Upperman. They came on hand today. Give them a good.
Upperman will take their state runner-up trophy after an undefeated season in district, 12-0. A whole lot of trips to Dairy Queen for the boys from Upperman. They are the 2023 AAA state runners-up. The Upperman High and Baxter, Tennessee communities love their baseball. It's a family affair for this crew. And both of these teams are young teams. We can expect to see them back here in Spring Fling next year. Greenville will get their coach's plaque, and we'll see who it is. It is acting head coach Andy Barnett. Not sure if Coach Collins would or would be allowed to make an appearance. I'm sure he'll be part of the party. Andy Barnett, the assistant coach and acting head coach, gets the plaque, and the Green Devils will get the state championship trophy. The Greenville Green Devils will take the state championship trophy back to Northeast Tennessee. 2023 Class AAA state champions. And an awesome game. Some high-level ball played today, pitching and defense, Willie.
Well, you think about it, we've had 5 championship games now. All 5 have been just tremendous, tight games that could have gone either way with one play here, one play there. One of the things that you love about baseball is after the game you talk about all the what-if plays and all the little things that had a ball bounce one way or another, it could have made a difference. That's how close these games have been. And so Greenville, boy, they made the most of just one run. They made it stand up because of a brilliant pitching performance, some excellent base running, smart base running, and good defense. That's how you win a championship.
Both our pitchers were Mr. Baseball finalists. They both threw complete games, but Carson Quillens was 7 as Greenville wins the state championship. Final score, Greenville 1, Upperman nothing. We will be back at 7 o'clock Central Time for the final high school baseball game in Tennessee this spring, the Class 4A state championship, as Farragut takes on Hardin Valley. That game will come in about an hour and 20 minutes at 7 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock for those of you watching in the Knoxville area and East Tennessee. Big thank you to our producer, Drew Strauss, camera operator, Chris Harder, the whole crew at the TSSAA, led by Matthew Gillespie, for their help. After a game that lasted shorter than an hour and 20 minutes, we will all catch our breath. Greenville wins their second ever baseball state championship by a 1-0 final score over Upperman. For Willie Donick, I'm Max Hers. Thanks so much for watching the NFHS Network. This is the TSSAA State Championships on the NFHS Network.